Hey guys, today we're going to talk about Grandus, but first I want to touch on a video that I made yesterday. So yesterday I made a video and in it I was talking about a comment made by Candus to Ernie Shell, and that comment was, "I don't care about the money, I just want my effing daughter found." Well, I kind of talked about it, I analyzed it, and then I got a comment in the comment section that the quote was correct, but the context was incorrect. You see, I thought that there may be a hidden meaning in that maybe it was monies that Dawn had received for the selling of Summer. And since I've always aligned myself with the idea that Summer had fallen victim to an accident that was later covered up, this comment, if it was some kind of unintentional slip from Candus, may have revealed that Summer could potentially still be alive, and that was huge for me. But in actuality, the information that I got looks like it may have been from an edited video, whereas the broader conversation was not put out. And we get our information in the same places that you do. We may try to analyze it a little bit more in preparation for videos, but we're getting the same information, so we can always fall victim to incorrect interpretations, seeing edited videos that don't give the whole picture. It just happens. And in this situation, it looks like that definitely did happen, because what Candus was actually talking about was some monies that went back and forth between her and Benny Keys. You see, there's a little bit of drama between the two of them, where she has been basically accusing him of stealing monies that were intended for her. And he has even shown proof that, he has handed over any money that he or anybody else through him intended for her. So that's just a whole other thing going on. And that leaves me as a commentator with really only two options. And that is either to delete the video completely or to come out and admit that there was an error. Well, I, at this point, am choosing to admit the error, and I'm not sure if I'm going to delete the video. Somebody asked in the comments why I hadn't deleted it yet, even though they said that like just hours after I put the video up, and I wasn't even at that point sure that there was an error. I want to research it a little bit on my own, which I did last night and this morning. In the YouTube world, dirty deleting or deleting a video because you get some negative feedback is really frowned upon. But on the other hand, I think myself, and I would hope most other people on here, never want to put out information that we know to be false. Of course, if it's just our opinion, people can debate that with us all day long. And we're actually, I think for the most part, most of us very open to that. Because opinions can't be wrong. I love to hear you guys give me feedback on my opinion and also offer your own. Well, I looked at my whole video, and even though that part of it is clearly, I guess, wrong, or I interpreted it wrong, or the information that I got it from left out important pieces to it, I think that the video still has some value to it. It definitely opened up discussions in the comments about other things, just kind of the drama surrounding the case and, other aspects of it. I'm just not sure that I want to delete it completely because there are a lot of good comments there that I think is going to spark some conversation between people, and I think that's very valuable. So I don't know, I'm going to sit on that. But maybe I'll link this video to it so that anybody who watches it at least has access to this video. I don't know. I guess I'll just sit on this, but that's what I want to tell you about that video. I screwed up. But anyway, not Candus, Grandus. Let's look at where we are with her today versus in the beginning of this case, because there's a lot of buzz right now on YouTube, allegedly, that Candus's mom may be the one that cracks this case, that she may, in fact, be talking to TBI. I have no idea if that's true, but let's go back to the beginning for a second. So in the beginning, Grandis was important in that she was allegedly present the day that little Summer went missing. But in the very, 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 very early stages of it, I don't think a lot of people understood how important that she was going to be. But as time went by, people began to speculate a little bit more and more that Grandis knew a lot more than she was saying. Well, then, a long time ago, the first batch of alleged text messages between a YouTuber and Grandis came to light. And in those text messages, it seemed to be revealed that Grandis may know more than she's saying. And then that really took a turn when somebody who befriended Grandis on YouTube came forward and said that the narrative that was being put out there was absolutely discredited by Grandis when she talked to her, and that Grandis told her that little Summer took sick that day, and that Candus handed the baby over to Dawn, who left with her, and she was never seen again. So when that conversation came out, people debated the authenticity of it, if this woman was telling the truth or not. But even more than that, if it was truthful that she had in fact talked to Grandis and that this was a true conversation that took place, I began to wonder if the second narrative was true or if she was setting the stage to throw Dawn under the bus. And I've always wondered what Dawn's role in all of this was. If my theory was true, which was that an accident took place, because I always wondered if an accident had taken place, would Candus have turned to Dawn for support and help in covering it up? Or would she have sold him the abduction theory out of fear that, if Summer was his golden child and he was as close to her as he states, that maybe she feared Dawn's reaction if something had happened to Summer on Candus's watch. So I began to wonder if there was something else to this conversation. Was she setting the stage for Dawn to take the fall and for Candus to be cleared of any knowledge and or wrongdoing? So now it is being alleged in the much more recent days and weeks that Grandis is now suddenly allegedly talking to all kinds of people and telling what really happened, or saying that she's talking to TBI, or the truth is coming out. And one must wonder if A, if that's true at all, or B, what is her motivation? Is she a woman that is, as we approach the year anniversary of Summer missing, just worn out and tired and wants the truth to come out? Or, as some have alleged, is she feeling bitter towards Candus because she doesn't like Candus's behavior as of lately? And, she's just ready to throw up her hands and tell the truth, and she doesn't really care, who takes a fall, and, let the pieces fall where they may. Or is this going to be a situation where Candus and Grandis come together and again start to throw Dawn under the bus? Is this them setting up, because the heat seems to be coming down a little bit? Allegedly, there are some whispers that TBI is getting closer to maybe making an arrest, allegedly. So could these two women be setting this up, that they know time is running out? I mean, Candus seems to be really falling apart lately. Not that she's ever been fully together, but we've seen her inebriated. We've seen her possibly, high. We've seen a lot of things in this past year. We've even seen her emotional. We've seen her angry. There's something different lately, in my opinion. There's something different about her behavior, as though she is truly starting to crumble. Is she crumbling under the pressure? Is she crumbling under guilt? Is she crumbling because, her daughter's been gone for so long? Is she worried, that she's going to go to jail? Like, what is going on? Because tell me if you feel the same way. I feel something different coming off of her. And again, like I said in the video yesterday, maybe she's fooling me. Wouldn't be the first or last time. I mean, she was such an actress in that conversation with Mary. I believed her then, in the beginning. So I don't know, maybe I'm being fooled, but I feel something different coming off of her as though she's really unraveling. Now, some people say, yeah, she's unraveling because, she's being betrayed by all of these people that she thinks are her friends, Ernie and Benny and this one and that one. And maybe it's just very overwhelming because every time she feels like, there's somebody she can lean on, she finds out that they are there to exploit, profit, or, what have you. So, I mean, I don't know. But if the whispers are true, if there's something coming down the line here, if there's a possibility of arrests coming soon, are Candus and Grandus coming together as a team to put the blame on Don? And does Don have any culpability? Don is a bad man. I mean, his past speaks to that. But what is his role, if any, in this? Some believe he's solely responsible, that he sold that baby. Some people like myself think that he may have helped Candus cover, an accident up to keep her out of trouble and or not lose the boys. Or maybe he knows nothing and he actually has believed the abduction theory that was presented to him that day. Tell me your thoughts. But as far as Grandus, do you believe that she's actually talking to all of these people? Do you think that, this is just more YouTube rumor and more people either A, lying or talking to people that aren't really her? Because we've seen that happen before. We've seen people present even text messages and then have, Grandus come forward and be like, that is definitely not me. I never spoke to that person in my life. Now, she could be lying, but I mean, she's pretty adamant that some of those correspondences were not her. So I'm really interested to see where this is going. Or is this just more smoke? Is this just, more drama, more craziness, and it's going to amount to absolutely nothing? Do you think that we're closer to the end here, or at least to somebody being taken into custody? So I've always been kind of surprised that when Don went to jail, that he didn't start talking more, if in fact he knew anything. Because I thought that once he was away from Candus and whatever toxic, relationship and whatever toxic bond that they seemed to share was pulled apart, which it was quickly, because it wasn't long after he went to jail that she seemed to find a little bit more independence. And even though those relationships she was making outside of him have crumbled, she definitely was kind of becoming more of her own person away from Dawn. But I really thought that once he was in there away from Candus and at least a little bit more sober, not that he can't get contraband, we all know how that works, but I thought at least with some level of sobriety and with just so much time in four walls, and nothing else, that he would start to speak, that he would start to really think about this whole thing and either find a conscience or want to save himself, especially when he started to hear Candus kind of living her own life and not so concerned with him anymore, that maybe any kind of bond or ties that he had, or feeling of protecting her, would crumble away. Unless, of course, he is the only guilty one and he's not going to talk because he would be looking at a life sentence. I mean, who knows? But certainly that there's enough Dawn supporters that this man is corresponding with people. That he's writing letters. That he's probably having visitors. And really, I'm shocked that a lot of people haven't come out and factually or not factually come out with all kinds of stories about what Dawn is saying. We've heard a little bit of it, but not really. I thought that it would just be all over YouTube, people claiming that they've had conversations with him and throwing out all these different theories that, they supposedly got from Dawn of what happened, but that really hasn't happened. Are you surprised by that? Or am I like the only one that kind of expected that to happen? But let me know what you think about Grandus. Do you think she is actually talking to people? Do you think she's going to be the hero that cracks this case? And I only say that meaning that she actually finally tells what happened, I guess hero wouldn't be the right word because she may have some culpability in it too. I mean, her narrative has certainly changed over time, you know, so who knows? But let me know what you think and what you think about that video yesterday. Do I can it? Do I keep it? I don't know. But I'll talk to you soon. Okay? Bye.